Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Daily English Stories and Podcasts. I'm really happy to be here with you again today. This morning, I want to tell you about something simple. Something I do almost every day, but it has slowly become one of the things that helps me start my day in the best way. It's my morning walk. I didn't always have this habit. For a long time, my mornings were rushed. I woke up, checked my phone, washed my face, got dressed, and started working right away. Everything felt fast, a little messy, and sometimes stressful. My head was full of thoughts even before the day began. But things changed one day in early spring. I woke up earlier than usual, and when I looked out the window, the sky was bright and clear. The air felt cool even though the sun was slowly rising. Something about that morning made me want to step outside for a few minutes. I didn't plan anything special. I just wanted some fresh air. Put on a light jacket, slipped into my shoes, and walked out of the house. The street was quiet. There were no cars, no loud voices, no busy sounds. I took a slow step, then another, and something felt different. Maybe it was the quietness, or maybe I just needed a break. But for the first time in a long while, I felt calm. I turned left and walked toward a small road near my home. I had walked past that road many times before, but I never really looked at it. That morning, I noticed everything. The sidewalk had small cracks that I never cared about. Some houses had tiny pots of plants in front of their doors. A woman was sweeping the ground in front of her shop. She looked up, smiled at me, and I smiled back. It felt like a warm way to start the day. After a few minutes, I reached a small park. It wasn't anything special, just a few trees, a bench, and a short path that curved around the grass. But something about it felt peaceful. I walked slowly along the path. The sun touched the tops of the leaves, and I could hear birds somewhere above me. There was a soft breeze that made the trees move a little. Nothing dramatic, nothing exciting, just simple moments that made me feel comfortable. I didn't stay long, maybe 10 minutes, but when I walked back home, I felt different. My mind felt clearer. My steps felt lighter. For the rest of that day, everything seemed easier. The next morning, I did the same thing. And then the next morning after that, slowly, without even thinking about it, my morning walk became part of my routine. Every morning felt a little different. Some days the air was cool, other days it was warm. Sometimes the sky was bright, sometimes cloudy. But walking always made me feel steady, like I was giving myself a small gift before the day started. One morning, something interesting happened. As I walked past the same corner store, the woman who usually swept the ground waved at me. She told me, "You walk early every day." I laughed and said, "Yes, it helps me feel awake." We talked for a minute. She said she opened her shop at 6 a.m. every day and liked seeing the quiet street before customers arrived. It was a short conversation, but it made the walk feel more familiar, like the neighborhood was slowly becoming a part of me in a new way. Another morning, I saw an old man sitting on a bench in the park. He held a small radio in his hand and listened to soft music. He didn't look at me, but something about him looked peaceful. He sat with his back straight, his hands relaxed, his eyes looking at the ground like he was deep in thought. The next day he wasn't there, but 2 days later he was. I didn't talk to him, but seeing him there made me feel like I was in tea, the only one who enjoyed the quietness of the early morning. My favorite memory happened on a day when the weather was slightly colder than usual. I wore a thicker jacket and kept my hands in my pockets. As I walked, I saw a young girl riding her bicycle slowly along the park path. She wasn't going fast. She looked relaxed, as if she just wanted to enjoy the cool morning air. She noticed me and lifted her hand to wave. I waved back. It was such a simple moment, but it made the morning feel warm even though the air was cold. Some mornings were different. There were days when I didn't feel like walking. Days when my body felt tired, or when my mind was full of things to do. But every time I chose to walk anyway, I felt better afterward. Even a short walk, just 5 or 10 minutes, helped me breathe more slowly. It helped me step away from screens, messages, tasks, and expectations. It helped me feel present again. Walking didn't solve all my problems, but it helped me begin the day without rushing. It reminded me that not everything has to be fast. Not everything has to be loud or busy. Some things can be simple, slow, and steady, and still meaningful. One morning, I decided to walk a little longer than usual. Instead of stopping at the park, I kept going until I reached a quiet street with tall trees on both sides. The sunlight came through the branches and made small spots of light on the ground. I watched the light move as the wind touched the leaves. I stood there for a moment, not thinking about anything, just breathing, just being there. It made me realize something important. I didn't start walking to exercise. I didn't do it to be productive. I didn't do it for any big purpose. I just wanted a peaceful moment before the day started. And somehow, it became a way to take care of myself. Now, when my alarm rings in the morning, I don't reach for my phone immediately. I sit up, stretch my arms, and prepare for a short walk. Even when I know my day will be busy, I still try to walk for at least a few minutes. Because even a few minutes can change how the whole day feels. Some mornings I walk fast. Some mornings I walk slowly. Sometimes I listen to the sounds of the street. Sometimes I listen to my own footsteps. But every morning I walk with the same feeling. The feeling that I'm giving myself a calm beginning. This simple habit has changed the way I see my mornings. They no longer feel rushed, feel purposeful, gentle, and steady. And I realize that I don't need anything big to feel this way. It's just a pair of shoes, a quiet street, and a few minutes of fresh air. Thank you so much for listening to today's story. I hope you also find a small habit that helps you start your day with calmness and clarity. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.